And we're back with another episode. Once upon a time, and I heard that I was ugly. Came from a bitch who one of us in my face. I've been listening to. Yeah, sure, yeah. Big Ben, pussy, not the Billy Ben Tager. Today, my mom was like, she was talking about something about Formula One. She was like, yeah, you know, that stallion girl. And I thought she was literally talking about something that had to do with stallions. And I was like, the stallion? What are you talking about, the stallion?
Like
girl?
the actual horses?
Yeah. She goes, who's, you know, the girl, her name is something Stallion? I was like, Meg the Stallion? She goes, yeah, that one.
I love how your mom tries to be hip.
She does. That Stallion girl.
That stallion girl. You know that Meg girl?
I know that's right. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. I am Monica Fleming.
And I am Alyssa Fowler.
That was funny.
You're so silly. So, welcome back, y'all. How was your week this past week? That bad? Jeez.
I was tired. I was in COVID ICU this week, and it is
Lord.
rough. I don't know if you knew, but people are still out here with COVID, and they're still...
Yeah, the way the world's acting, you would think that there's no COVID around, but it's still there.
Critical illness myopathy. No joke, man.
It's real.
It's real. Sacks of potatoes. That's what I've been moving all week.
Yeah. Well,
I had to have a lot of come to Jesus conversations with a lot of people.
Isn't it mentally and physically, like mentally and emotionally draining to keep having those conversations with people to stay alive?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
And it just sucks having to be like, hey, I know this is a really, like, honestly, truly, you're in a shit situation. And I would not trade places with you for the world. Mm-hmm. But there are hundreds of people who wished they could be in your shoes because you are alive. Yeah,
so suck it the fuck up.
And you got the life support that they didn't get.
Right.
So either tell them to get you off or get your ass up.
Yeah.
But I can't say that.
I used to. But you got to know which battles to
You got to
pick.
know when to hold them and know when to fold them. So I'm just...
You count your money while you're sitting at the table. Okay.
I would literally come home every day and take a nap until 7 o'clock, and then I'd wake up, eat a snack, and go back to sleep.
Now you know why I nap so much working in the ICU.
Now I get it. Yeah, I'm exhausted. But other than that, it was an okay week, I guess. I don't know. Almost got fired a couple times. What are you going to do? Hey,
it's not a great week unless you're tempted in some way to get fired.
That's true. So, I went to Worst Fest yesterday. Ever been?
Worst Fest?
Mm-hmm. As in bratwurst. The Bratwurst Fest.
Oh, yeah. I've never heard of that, but no.
It's in New Braunfels. It's like the German Oktoberfest here.
Is it just a bunch of beer?
Texas. Yeah, it's just a shit ton of beer and sausage and pretzels. Little pretzels. And German music. And yeah, it burned down like 2 years ago.
No way.
It burned down right before COVID. Then COVID happened. So we haven't had a Worst Fest in a couple years.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
So this was the first one back, and it was good. I've never been there, A, during the day, and B, sober. So it was like a new adventure.
I hope you went with someone who was able to, be the designated driver. And all
I went with my brother.
So okay, good. Yeah, he has to,
Yeah, my family rented a house in New Braunfels. They were coming down for Worst Fest.
Cool beans.
So I went and met up with him, but it was fun.
Did you buy any beer while you were there?
Oh, yeah. I drank a pitcher of beer. It's great.
I'm saying, did you buy it to, like, bring it back with you?
No, it's just, like, they sell the beer there to drink.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's cool.
But, yeah, it was good. People are out in full swing.
I was going to say, did anybody have a mask on? Probably
Hell
not.
No. No mask in sight.
Wow.
And
what's a mask?
I know, never heard of it. I feel fine because I'm, like, quadruple vaccinated at this point.
Yeah.
But people are out here slinging and banging.
Cool beans.
Raw, maskless.
Face just raw.
Face just raw dogging it out here with the COVID virus.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, how was your week?
My week was actually pretty good. It was busy, but nothing too crazy. Pretty nice and chill, honestly. I try not to. I'm coming to the realization more and more. I don't want to work like a 9 to 5. Like I get it. Like I would love to be in a position where I didn't have a set schedule. Like I'm doing a whole bunch of work, but it's when I want to do it. That's it. If that helps at all.
I would like to front load my week. Like Monday, Wednesday, or like Monday, Tuesday, I'll work 8-hour day. I'm not going to work a 10-hour day. I can't.
Hell no. We had to do it at the beginning.
I'll just front load the week and then be free for the end of it.
Yeah.
Or
I just rather just
if I could work part-time, like a couple days a week, still feel like I'm contributing to something, and then just chill the rest of the week.
I don't know that I need to feel that. I don't want to contribute.
Yeah.
I don't.
I feel like I would just, I don't know. There's just so much good like content in a work setting.
There is. I mean, even though I'm not in a work setting to a degree, raggedy content. So I signed myself back up for online dating, right? Because one of my friends put a profile. I'm not gonna say which one.
Is this my earphones?
Yeah.
Is this turned it up? I feel like I can't hear.
Number 2.
Oh, wait, no, that sounds louder to me.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my friend, she had put me on a dating website like a few years ago.
How did she put you on a dating website?
Because you can put anybody on a dating website. You can just put a picture and then make a whole profile.
What a good way to prank / catfish somebody.
Exactly. So she was just like communicating with, people. She was just like, oh, I'll just filter them out. And then if I feel like we're having a connection, then I'll pass it on to you.
Oh my God. Honestly, good friend.
Yeah. I mean, she's married, so it wasn't like she was trying to like,
good friend. I wish one of my friends would do that for me.
No.
The thing is, I think multiple friends of mine would, and I just would.
Exactly. So I'm on this one dating website, and I'm not going to say the name of it, but
farmersonly.com.
Christian Mingle, right? So I go on there, and this one guy, he sends me a message, and the first thing he says is, "Good morning, thickness." I legit was like,
I hope you swiped right. Or
blocked and restricted.
No,
I blocked him. Nope.
He sounds fun.
No, he looked like a $110 anyway, soaking wet. But yeah, no, that's not how you approach people. Don't say hello, thickness. That's not
how
cute.
you approach someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
No,
yes, it is. What was he supposed to say? Use your name? Boring. You would have never remembered that.
Yeah, I would have.
Good morning, ladies.
There was this one guy on there. He was just like, you know how they give you sometimes like random prompt questions to ask and start a conversation. And so there was one that's like, oh, like how do you spend your typical Sunday? And I was like, oh, that's a great question. Okay. And my answer was just really boring.
Laying down.
I usually
vertically
get up, go
or
to
horizontal.
Bedside Baptist, followed by breakfast, and then meal prepping, grocery shopping and meal prepping. And that's it. And my night was insecure. That's it. But I was just like, stop, men out there. Don't know. If I'm just meeting you, it's different if you call me that on like a regular basis. Like that's like a nickname or something like that.
Who the hell's calling you that on a regular basis?
I mean,
Can I just tell you? No, I don't know. And I want to get back to this. But I had for the first time, a patient only wanted me to transfer them because I'm big. Yeah. Like I'm big and strong.
Now you know how fat phobia feels.
Yeah, but I was just like so honored. I was like, me?
That's not a compliment.
Strong and big?
No.
I know it wasn't. But
Big Mama. Remember that patient?
That's exactly what I thought of, because I had this patient who was on ECMO and she got decannulated. So because of the unit that I was in, I was only seeing the patients who were still on ECMO.
Yeah.
So I called one of our other coworkers and I was like, hey, because listen, trach down event, this lady can't talk, but you know how the doors are see-through, right? So you can see everything that's going on. And I do that stupid shit where I lock eyes with the patient from the outside and they're like waving and you can't ignore them.
You're just like, oh.
Damn it. Because sometimes you can act like you're busy, you're doing something, but like she locked eyes with me multiple. She was like, I was like, hey, what's up? And she's like, are you coming to see me? And I was like, oh, like, I don't know if I can see you today. You're off the life support. Woo! Like, congratulations. But that means I can't see you. So I'm going to try, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to get to the chair.
Tell your nurse.
Literally. And I was like, I'm already annoyed because no one wants to work with therapy and you do. Yeah. So I wish I could work with you, but there's a lot working against me right now.
Yeah.
I have a lot of other people to see.
Exactly.
So I called up a coworker and I was like, listen, bitch, you got to get up here and you got to see this patient. I'll help you. Just set everything up. Work with her. When you're ready for the transfer, I'll come and I'll help you. But you got to get her to the chair. She's like, okay. So that girl walked into the room and was like, hey, ma'am, I'm here from therapy. I'm going to work with you. And she said, you are going to work with me? She said, yeah, I'm going to get you to the chair. She goes, you're going to get me to the chair? And I was
no, where's the fact?
Yeah, literally. So then I walked back by because I was coming to help her transfer. I was like, hey girl, like what's up? Let's get going. She was like, you have to put me in the chair. I said, man, me. She goes, you big. I was like, I am so big.
Let me just help y'all. Obesity does not equate strength.
It doesn't. I told her, I said, ma'am, this girl goes to the gym more than I do. Right. I'm just going to throw your ass in that chair, but okay.
Fat people in healthcare, we are out of shape. This is why we're fat, obviously, or we're thick. We'll call ourselves thickness then, since,
thickness.
That's right. I used to hate when patients did that because they would look at Queens all the time and be like, oh, she's too short. No, there's no way she could stand me up. Hey, Big Mama, you. The fuck you, sir. You're fat too.
Yeah, and I try to put myself in their shoes all the time. That's way louder. My mic was turned the wrong way.
This?
Yeah. Great.
I hate you.
Shitty content for the first 10 minutes. I probably didn't even need to turn it up. I was like, I can't hear myself. I try to put myself in their shoes because I'm like, would I want this tiny girl coming in the room and be like, let's get up together? Like, I probably wouldn't trust it either.
If you're going to break your back, fine about me. I'm not going to pay for it.
I know, but also I'm like, obviously this is your job. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you can go back to talking about online dating, but I got called thick and strong this week and I was so happy.
No, I hated it because it was never a compliment when it came to patients. They were just like, oh, I know she can lift
Big
me.
mama.
Fuck you, fat obese patient. That's why your fat ass is in the fucking ICU now, bitch. I'm trying to stay the fuck up out of here as a patient. I used to hate that crap. But yeah, online dating is trash. Someone pissed in the dating pool. I do not like it. I don't like it. All this, hi, where are you from? God damn it. I don't give a shit about your fucking favorite color. Just stop.
Have you seen the show? I think it's called Love Life on HBO.
No. Remember, I just discovered I had HBO Max.
You just discovered your HBO Max. So it's, did you ever watch The Good Place?
No.
Shit.
You always bring out these movies that I've never seen before.
The Good Place was the show with Kristen
Chenoweth.
Nope. Who's the one that's married to Dax Shepard? Kristen.
I know who you're talking about. Elsa.
Yes. Elsa. Mm-hmm. So it's
it's not Kristen Wiig.
No. That's
what the fuck?
Piss me off.
I know.
Look it up. Kristen. There's Kristen Chenoweth.
Hey Siri.
Kristen Dunst.
Wait, you're talking. Siri's trying to. God damn it. Siri's so confused. She's like, hi.
Smart Stewart.
Hey Siri, what's the girl's name that plays Elsa from Frozen?
Kristen Winter.
That's not helpful.
Hey Siri, what's the name of the actress who plays Elsa? No, it's not Elsa. It's Anna. That's why she doesn't know.
Oh.
Kristen
Bell.
Bell. Oh my God, that was awful.
Why did that take us like 20 minutes to figure that shit out?
It's Kristen Bell. And she's in that show, The Good Place. It's like about people that go to heaven. It's like what heaven's like. It's a comedy. It's really cute. You should watch it. It's on Netflix. But the guy who's in it, this Love Life season 2. The guy who's in it is in the second season of Love Life on HBO, and it's basically about this guy who's probably in between our ages, I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's married to this girl, and he kind of realizes like he was a certain person when he met her. That's not who he is now. He's black, she's white.
Yeah.
And so each episode goes through kind of they end up separating, but like him dating different people and like he's looking for a soulmate kind of match, and just it's a really good show. You should watch it.
Cool beans.
But he goes through a lot of first dates, and I'm just like, damn, yeah. It's
Listen,
just a lot of bullshit.
Why can I just have the Notebook without the Alzheimer's? That's what I'm saying. Give me the Notebook without the Alzheimer's.
I don't think you can have good stuff like that without horrible things like Alzheimer's. You can either have a mediocre love story for a long time or like a kick-ass love story, but you're going to have dementia.
No.
There's no in between.
Why not? We're in a... I mean, Mercury's got to be in...
Life isn't a Nicholas Sparks novel. Life is real-world issues and shit. And you just got to buckle down with someone who you kind of like enough, who makes good enough money.
You sound like you're going through something right now. Would you like to talk off air?
No.
Okay.
It is what it is. All right, ladies and gents, it is definitely what it is.
Needless to say, I will not be renewing the subscription. I got a better chance and just keep on going to Lowe's with my tight jeans on, with my thickness, and pretending like I don't know what I'm looking for.
There has to be like a really fun like speed dating singles thing.
I went to one of those when I first moved here to Texas. It was so funny. One of my coworkers was like, "Will you just go with me?" And I'm like, "Sure." So she's like, "Well, I'm going to invite my friend." And it was a guy that was with her or whatever. These two bitches ended up getting married.
No way.
Yeah. I guess they had liked each other from like years prior, like in college or whatever, but they decided to not mess up their friendship or whatever. Who knows? Anyway, so we went, and it was like this, we went to the speed dating thing at some bar. And when I walked in, this guy literally had on a kilt. And I was like, interesting. Yeah, it was really weird. It was, we played this stupid game, and I was just like, no, where are the black people? I don't.
Maybe we should go on a singles cruise.
That just seems like a big orgy, though.
Yeah. Maybe like, isn't like Croatia a good island for single people?
I don't know.
Maybe
are there black people in Croatia?
Oh.
Because see, you're cool with multiracial. I just want black.
Yeah.
That's my preference.
Like, money is my ethnicity. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, money is my ethnicity too, but I want it to be black. Attached
black
to
money.
a black man. Yes, absolutely. People,
40 acres and a mule.
You're blocking your blessing because no, shut the fuck up. You got what you wanted. I want what I want. That's it.
That's true.
So yeah,
I don't think you're blocking your blessing. Like, my blessing just has to be financially stable.
That's all you care about.
Yeah.
Okay, Anna Nicole Smith.
Dude, I must have been with my family or something, but I was talking about that and how I was like, it worked for Anna Nicole Smith. Because I'm just like, at this point, okay, like, I have daddy issues and let's just ride with it. And we should all be benefiting from it. And they were like, that was just a disgusting situation. And I was like, ooh, tough crowd.
What happened with Love Wins? What happened to Love Wins? Love is love.
What the hell?
What happened to that?
She was benefiting. He was benefiting.
Exactly.
Benefits.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, in the end, both of them died.
Don't bring that up around your right-wing conservative family.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, well, let's go ahead and get on in some stuff. We got to talk about it. The tragedy that happened this past weekend with Travis Scott and his concert at Astro World. Is that what it's called?
Houston cannot catch a break.
Oh, that was the Houston Astros. I get it now.
So the whole thing is yeah,
because this is more of your stuff. This is
to my recollection and belief. There used to be something called Astro World, like a theme park called Astro World. That doesn't exist anymore. And since he's from Houston, he was like, I'm bringing it back. But now it's like an Astro World festival. So he does.
So it's kind of like Freaknik for Houston? I'm kidding.
What's Freaknik?
Alyssa, you don't know what Freaknik is?
Freak nasty. That's
oh my God. It's like this. It's like spring break, but it used to be in South Florida and they moved it to, it was always in Atlanta and then they moved it to South Florida at one point and then they moved it back to Atlanta and they got rid of it because of a lot of sexual assault stuff that was happening and it was horrible. Freaknik. Exactly. But they brought it back, I think, this year.
What was it? What is it?
It's just like a big, like a weekend long of like a bunch of concerts and people just get together. It's a big orgy. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a huge orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like, he does I think it's all for his philanthropy or charity, whatever. So he does the big softball game. Oh. That's why Kendall's all dressed up playing softball. It's like a celebrity softball game.
Oh, okay.
And then they do the concerts and I'm sure there's other stuff.
Yeah.
So this all happened at the Astro World concert.
So to give y'all some context, there was a concert that happened where unfortunately 8 people lost their lives. There was a lot of speculation about what was actually happening and people got trampled on. Then there was a story about the fact that someone was injecting people with some kind of drug or something like that. But there was a lot of backlash. The one from the deaths, obviously.
Hundreds were injured.
Yeah.
Because supposedly.
And I think a child allegedly died.
A 10-year-old.
Yeah.
So what first happened was they said 8 or 9 people died and a lot of people were injured Thank you. Good night. We're done.
I'm sorry.
Don't you ever disrespect me on my podcast ever again.
You don't have a thing for grammar. Sorry.
People dead were unalived because the crowd surged the stage at the concert. So a lot of people were trampled, but they kept saying cardiac arrest. And so my initial thought was probably drugs. Like a lot of people do Molly and stuff at concerts. You can get dehydrated, overheated really quickly and like something like that going to happen. Then they were saying the reports of someone going around injecting people, and that's why everyone started freaking out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, so a lot of people were like blaming Travis Scott and saying that this was like all his fault, which I think people really don't understand the extent of concerts and how they work. And I think you have to look at it from the promoter standpoint. You have to look at it from the artist standpoint and the venue standpoint. There are a lot of different key elements that have to come into play when an artist is there to, even if it's theirs, there's still other contracts that are in place to make sure things are safe with regard to security, police officers, EMS, the whole nine, right? But then also too, you as the artist, like people were like, oh, well, there were people chanting, stop the show, stop the show. And I'm just like, if only a subset of people are saying that and the music is crazy loud, we don't hear what the fuck you're saying. Not only that, you as an individual person can't sit there and scream, somebody died, stop the show. No one can hear you. Yeah. And this man is on stage performing. He got lights and shit all in his face.
Adrenaline, music blasting in his ears. He probably has those little earphones in. He's probably on drugs himself.
Probably, allegedly.
I don't know. I think it's a shit situation. No one could have planned for that. Also, he's not a safety inspector. He's there to like put on a show and that's it. And I know people were like climbing the stage and yelling at the light. Did you see the video of the light guy?
The girl was like, people are dying.
Dead out there. And that light guy's he's like, listen, bunch of teenage kids at a rap concert. They're probably on drugs.
He's just like, what the fuck do you want me to do? I'm the camera guy.
I just get paid to stand here and hold this camera. I don't know what you want me to do. It was a really shitty situation. He was just like,
get down. Like, there's a fucking ladder for a reason. Get the fuck down off this thing before you fall and die next. Like, sit your ass down. It's kind of like there's only school shooting protocols now because of all the school shootings. Very true.
So probably this will spur, like...
I doubt it.
I know. I don't know what you would
People were
do.
passing out in the 80s with Michael Jackson. I mean, what
are the odds that someone walked around fucking injecting people with something? Did you hear one of the firefighters or one of the first responders got injected with something and they had to give him Narcan?
Yeah, and he felt the prick on the side of his neck, and they even said that the doctor said that and this was according to the police officer or whatever, he was saying that they even saw an injection wound on the side of his neck, like where it looked like a prick or whatever. But I just think that's so weird. Here's my thing also too. I will go back to this. We are still in a pandemic.
But also, like...
Does nobody think about that?
We're just trying to make it out of a pandemic.
I get it, but that's not helping.
I know, but like, can we just fucking live? Can we just have a night? People have to do crazy shit.
Because they've been, repressed for so long. That's part of the problem. We let you out, you don't know how to act.
What if it was like a serial killer who hasn't had enough, like...
the pandemic slowed them down?
Like the pandemic slowed you down because everyone's at home and now they're just going crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like an episode of CSI.
It's unfortunate that people can't even go to a concert and enjoy themselves without, fear of stupid shit like that. But unfortunately, that's just the time we live in right now. Like, you just got to predict. I mean, you got to expect the ridiculous because it's always going to happen. And that's
I know people are very upset and this is a really shitty situation, but I don't know what they could have done. I wasn't there.
Yeah, and they were trying to compare like I guess it was a what's his name, Jaden Smith did a concert and somebody passed out in the front of the crowd. But it depends on how your stage looks and how close you are. Like, you as an artist, you can't see everything that's going on. It looked like it was at night anyway.
Also 50,000 people.
50,000 people. They look like fucking ants. And I don't know if you've ever been on a huge stage before. Like, I've been at a concert before backstage.
Oh, you don't think I've been on a huge stage before?
I mean, this is a great platform that we're on right now.
I'm on a huge stage now.
But a literal stage where you're behind the scenes and you see out front, them lights hitting your eyes, you can't see shit.
When you were on tour with Tony Braxton?
No, definitely not. I would love to because Tony Braxton has an amazing voice. But no, I mean, but when you're looking out into the crowd, most people, even when you're doing a speech or something, when you're looking out into the crowd, you're trained to look above people's heads anyway. You can scan the room, but I mean, you're not looking at any specific person just because you see Beyonce do it.
Also, with the crowd that big,
that's a huge crowd.
I'm just like, it's like a boulder rolling down a hill.
Exactly.
How do you stop that?
You can't. You really can't. So,
they literally had to crowd surf people out of there.
Yeah, but I think it's also the crowd's responsibility too to behave your fucking selves. Like, why are you trying to storm the stage? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like, act like you got some fucking sense before they cancel the shit.
I will tell you that I stopped at 1 year at ACL. Who are we? I was waiting for Chance the Rapper to come on. Mm-hmm. It was so hot. We were so packed in there. People started passing out and you cannot move.
Yeah.
And people started having a panic attack. I had to literally fake an asthma attack to hop over the fence with security because they were not going to let anyone hop over.
Yeah.
And I kept telling them, like, I can't. I was so deep in it. I was like, I cannot get out. There's no way they're going to let me out. And they're like, I'm sorry, we can't let you up here. So I had to fake an asthma attack. Yeah, but people were passing out and they were getting crowd surfed back. That shit's crazy. And after that, I was like, it's not worth it. I'm not going up there anymore. I'm not doing it.
That's why I don't go to concerts. I just don't believe in being around that many people at one time. I just don't. Cooties. I don't like it. Even if it wasn't COVID, I just don't. I don't like people. Yeah. But yeah. So
that sucks.
It's a tragedy. And, prayers up to those people's family members who were affected by this issue. Yeah, that's just horrible. Next in the news, our friend Jenna Ryan. Remember her? Jenna Ryan, for those people who do not know who Jenna Ryan is, she is the white real estate agent from Dallas, Texas, who said that she is not going to jail for the insurrection because she is a white woman. So
she answered the call of her president.
She did. Yeah. She said that he told us to come. He gave me a personal invitation. She literally flew a private jet to the Capitol to storm it, and she loved it. And
that's Dallas real estate money, honey.
Pretty much, and that big money. And so as a result, our friend Jenna Ryan is actually going to jail for 90 days. So I think that's amazing. Yes, I hope you like it, Jenna Ryan.
Listen, I will never prey on someone's downfall.
Sorry, 60 days she's going to jail.
But if you break the law, you have to go to jail. That's just the precedent we've set.
Pretty much, you would think.
That's called
justice. No justice, no peace, bitch. I don't know.
That's called consequences. But yeah.
Accountability.
What did they charge her with? Do you know?
Obstructing justice. Stupid bitch.
Reckless abandonment.
Let me see. I don't know that they put on there. She's a terrorist, God damn it. Terrorism of the White House. That's what they charged her with, allegedly. I don't know.
Domestic terrorism.
Exactly. Talking about you answering the
but
call
also,
of your goddamn president.
She said that shit with her chest. She came out and was like, yeah, I did it. And yeah, nothing's going to happen.
He told us to come. She was like, I'm not going to jail. I'm a white woman in America. I'm not going to jail. I'm wealthy.
I need
and this is
everyone
that,
to just sit down and shut up when they do something wrong.
Just hide.
Just stop. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, she was very bold about it. So
also, I know that
she's going to claim that she's like, I need a kosher meal. I'm vegan.
I'm vegan. Yeah.
I know she's going to claim that.
I'm just like, you have to know at this point, like people were literally losing their lives for resisting arrest or like being in the wrong place at the wrong time or having a little bit of weed on them. So the fact that you walked your ass onto
you're a domestic terrorist
government building and that you were like, oh, I'm not going to get it wrong.
And you only got 60 days. Be happy you only got that. And she'll probably
need a little bit of self-awareness from
Miss Jenna Ryan,
the larger community. But yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It sounds like she committed a crime and she has a consequence and she will be paying that consequence.
Yeah, they should have gave her 5 years. Anyway, what were you telling me about this Henry Ruggs, somebody, the football player?
Henry Ruggs the third, 22-year-old football player.
Wow.
For the Raiders, which is now in Vegas, right? Does that sound right?
Yes, I think they did go to Vegas. Yeah.
I got, which is random. I was in with a patient and I got like an Apple Watch alert from ESPN. I didn't know I was that plugged in, but I guess I am. And he was in his Corvette with his baby mama going 150 down the highway, hit a car with a 23-year-old girl and her golden retriever inside. And the video is just awful. It's like his car totaled, him and his girlfriend on the street, just like sitting, hugging each other, and this car is just engulfed in flames. And there's nothing anyone can do. Like everyone's just sitting there watch it. There's literally nothing anyone can do, and the girl's just burning inside.
Oh shit! Ouch!
Awful, horrible.
That's Here's what I don't like about people doing stupid shit, right? Especially when it comes to accidents. I feel like the drunk drivers, people who speed and all that crap, every single time they get in an accident, they're always the ones that survive. And the person that they hit, or the innocent person, is always some traumatic death. Like even I don't know if you know Tony Baker, right? Tony Baker comedy from Instagram, and he's a comedian, but he's the one who does all the animal voiceovers on Instagram. And the cat, he just does like animal things, but he's known for that too. Anyway, so his son unfortunately died from an incident that happened where they were not even involved. There were two cars that were on some street, and him and his two friends, the Tony Baker's son and his two friends, I think his son's name is Cyrene, and they were driving home. These two guys decided to drag race, crash into them. These teenage kids were ejected the fuck out of this goddamn car. All three of them died. And the two men who were drag racing survived.
I'm thinking that cars are designed to be the force of the impact and not to be impacted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like when they crash test cars, they're testing how the car crashes to make it safe, not how it's getting hit to make it safe. Like that, there has to be something to that. But his blood alcohol level was 2 times the limit. It was like a 0.16. His girlfriend was posting videos of him earlier at Topgolf where he like couldn't hit the ball.
Was she drunk too?
I don't know if she was drunk too.
Because first of all, I would not get into a car with any person who was going that fast. And you can tell, if you're in your right faculties, someone is going that fast.
Well, and supposedly the NFL, I don't know if it's the NFL or if it's the Raiders or what, but let's just say it's the NFL. The NFL has a subscription for all of their players to Uber, to where if you call an Uber, it's on them.
So this legit could have been avoided. But maybe he would have got in trouble if he was that drunk.
I don't know. But I'm like, so what? Call a fucking Uber.
Seriously.
But also, don't get in your car drunk as fucking go that fast. 150 miles on... No.
That's ridiculous.
150 miles an hour.
That's insane.
Oh my God, that poor... And like, oh, shit's so shitty.
Yeah, I'm quite sure he's probably dropped by the team.
He has to... And so the team put out a statement about her and, how they're sorry for the loss of life and whatever. Yeah. But I'm just thinking like, 22 years old, your life is over. As is hers. She was 23.
But dude...
And her dog was in the car. Her freaking golden retriever.
Fuck them dogs. I might give a shit about them goddamn dogs. But... I'm just saying, like, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, he's a 22-year-old kid. Child. Yes, he's an adult.
Frontal lobe not even developed.
Exactly. And this is why insurance companies make their premiums so much more higher for younger, adults, because they're the group that thinks that they're invincible and they cause all of these fucking accidents. So you look at him and you're like, oh my God, you're this NFL player. You should know better. He's 22. Look at what you did, the stupid shit you did at 22 years old. Okay. Stupid shit your kids do at 22 years old. Not to make an excuse for them, because you still deserve to be fired and all that other kind of stuff. And whatever consequences come with that, that's what you're going to have to fucking deal with. But two, I think this is a larger issue where shit like this happens when you don't make people accountable. These NFL players, you cover up all this shit. That boy has probably had more stuff covered up for him than the average person. You're a great athlete. Oh, you can get through college and do all this bullshit because you're a great athlete. We want to win. And now you have a sense of, well, nobody. I'm not going to get in trouble. They'll just handle it. Like, well,
that's the thing too. Like, you give these children this huge amount of money that they've never had before, and you're like, go crazy.
That's crazy. That sucks. Oh God,
praying for them. That's rough.
Yeah. Well, piggybacking kind of off of professional sports, you were telling me something about what's his name? Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, is
that the tall
ex-boyfriend of Kendall Jenner?
Oh my God. Oh, this is another Ben Simmons. I thought you were talking about Ben Simmons from the
Sit and Be Fit.
No.
Oh,
he was a part of the Knicks. Was it the New York Knicks?
The New York Knicks.
The Pistons. He was a part of the Pistons. No. Yeah, with the afro. Yeah. Never mind. Different generation.
Listen, he is refusing to play for the 76ers.
Why?
He's not happy. I don't know. He didn't go to training camp. They just keep fining him. They're fining him and fining him and fining him.
Are they just trying to force him to quit?
I don't know what the hell's going on, but he's saying he has mental health issues that aren't being addressed, and until they're addressed, he's not going to play. They just fined him $360,000 because he's sitting out of games. He's still like showing up at practice and stuff, but he's not playing anything.
Damn.
And they're like, he won't, dude, I lost it. It's coming back. He won't cooperate. Got it. He won't cooperate with the NBA mental health professionals that they set up for him. It's like this big thing. He was like, he wants a trade from the team. He wants all of these things. He still has like 4 years on his contract and like $174 million or something.
So is he doing this just to get a trade, or does he really have mental health issues? Because if they're providing services for you, you're telling them you have a problem, you want to get it fixed. They're providing an opportunity and a resource for you, and your response is, well, no, I want green M&Ms only.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if something happened on the team and he's like, screw you guys. I'm going to complain mental health. I don't know what happened.
See, now, this is what I'm talking about. No, okay, never mind. I'm not even going to go into it.
But I'm just saying, $360,000 is a lot to be fined.
But is it really him being fined this, or is it the team that's being fined?
I feel like the fine, quote unquote, is being taken from his earnings he hasn't earned yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because what you call it, money is guaranteed. Basketball money is guaranteed once you sign, whether you play or not, depending on how they write your contract. But
yeah,
that's crazy. These men, and then on top of that, Mr. Aaron bitch ass Rodgers. I mean, I don't like Green Bay anyway, so I can talk about him like that.
Literally, hey, listen. All I can tell you about Aaron Rodgers is that he's engaged to Shailene Woodley. That's all I got.
Don't even know who that is.
What? Secret Life of the American Teenager?
No.
Divergent?
Yes.
The main girl from Divergent. Yes.
Okay.
That girl.
That other show? No clue.
Yeah, well, because it was an awful show. Horrible. Yeah. Literally. Well, I mean, the acting, awful.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. And he lied about his vaccination status, right? And they asked him the question. They played it back. They were just like, so have you gotten the COVID vaccine? He's like, I've been immunized.
Is he not vaccinated?
He's not.
Why did he say that?
I don't know. But he didn't lie technically, because when you say you're immunized, all of us are immunized because we had to go to public school in order to be, or we had to be immunized in order to go to public school. And so he lied about his vaccination status. And remember in the news.
Who blew the whistle on that?
I have no clue. Somebody who wanted to get maybe the second string quarterback.
They're like, pss, pss.
Exactly.
Not vaccinated.
So he ended up
I thought you couldn't play if you're not vaccinated.
You couldn't, but I think they do have an option where
unless you're
you
a white man making a lot of money.
Exactly. He's the franchise player, but he ended up getting COVID, and so I'm not sure all the other specific details, but I do know that he lied about his vaccination status. Allegedly lied about his vaccination status, and So yeah, he's in the hot seat right now, but I don't think he's in the hot seat as much as Kyrie Irving is, because at least Kyrie did not lie about his vaccination status. He stood up and said, I don't want to be vaccinated because of my beliefs, and this is my body, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But no, Mr. Good Old Boy Aaron, using the white good old privilege, you know, it's your people. You're 58%.
That is half my people.
Yeah.
Don't even know anything about him.
He's trash.
Here's my thing.
He's not. He's a great quarterback.
He's a good Christian boy. In this year of our Lord 2021, you can't lie on national television.
They can always run it back.
There's sleuths everywhere sleuthing.
Yeah. You better watch The Housewives. I didn't say that, and they run that shit right back. Production is Petty LaBelle. You hear me?
Yeah.
Petty Pendergrass. Petty White. So
that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you know, God bless him. He did have COVID. He has antibodies in. He's good.
Yeah. He had COVID. I don't know who he got COVID from, or, you know, what the issues are, but possibly. Maybe she's running around with 4. That's the man's name. Her love interest in the show.
That was good. I really loved those books. The movies were trash, but.
Oh, I thought the movies were great because I didn't read the books. So, yeah. Anyway, so this week, Summer Walker. Ever heard of her?
I should have known better. That's Summer Walker.
So here's the thing about Summer Walker that I discovered this week, right, with her drop of her new album. She's an R&B singer who I didn't really know she had a real voice. I just thought she was like another
because I feel like she's so problematic.
She is. I know her more for her
ever
baby
hear
daddy
about her.
issues.
Yeah, her baby daddy issues, her hoe bath. Remember when she was talking about taking hoe bath?
Yeah, and then people were talking about her baby was malnourished and stuff, and I'm just like, it was weird. Like she was giving the baby her newborn honey, and I'm like, baby, please don't do it. Or allegedly giving the baby honey.
Baby, what is you doing?
Seriously. But she came up with the album because for some reason I always get her and Ari Lennox confused, but not because of the looks, because on record they literally sound very similar. And so yeah, she dropped this album this week, and it had like Sierra's prayer on there because everybody keeps talking about this prayer that she did to God to find
Russell.
Exactly.
Listen, if it works, it works.
It's actually a really good album, but if you're in a really bad place, like, you know, relationship wise, you probably shouldn't listen to it. She's gonna make you want to flatten some tires.
It's like that movie with Zendaya and Denzel's son.
Oh yeah, Malcolm and Marie.
Yeah. We're like, it's good. Unless you're going through some shit, don't watch that.
I still got PTSD from that movie. That movie was toxic as shit.
Someone the other day, because we were talking about Dune, they're like, I don't really know Zendaya, like her acting. And I was like, have you watched Malcolm and Marie?
Listen, you want to be taken
on a emotional, psychological journey?
Yes.
Watch Malcolm and Marie.
Both of them. Oh my God. That was some amazing acting, some amazing cinematography, but good God, it was toxic as shit. It was toxic.
Loved every minute of it.
Oh Jesus! But yeah, so apparently there's been like a lot of stuff that's going on with social media about this track. I mean, about this album. It has like I think 19 songs on it, and I was cleaning up the other day or yesterday, and I actually listened to it. It's a really good album. Like
she has a great voice.
She does. She has a beautiful voice, and I didn't realize that her voice was that beautiful. Because like I said, I like Ari Lennox. I like. I mean, I never really knew any Summer Walker songs, but I think she has an amazing voice, and I think her album was very good.
Look gives City Girls, but her voice gives like Georgia Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's Georgia Smith? Don't know who that is.
Her voice gives Ari Lennox.
Okay. Yes.
But her look gives City Girls. It's very.
Yeah, because she got all these tattoos and piercings.
Yeah,
and all that kind of
and
stuff.
you like think she's gonna come at you.
Yeah.
Like that. Did you listen to the new Meg album?
Yes, I did. It's amazing. What is it? Monday.
When she said, "Your daddy's still running around the MFN mall with me."
I love Megan Thee Stallion. She's graduating from college. She finally finished.
Congratulations.
Not finally, but you know, college takes a few years to finish. I would drop that
shit. I don't know that I could be that famous and would still be like, I gotta finish college.
Listen, I would give these fucking degrees back. Okay?
For those knees, I would.
Listen, I was talking to somebody about my knees the other day, and I'm just like, I don't ever remember having Megan's knees, like even in my teens. And I'm from Florida, so we,
Crepitus all up in that shit.
Listen, I think my daddy gave me bad knees. I think he passed that down through his lineage, to his DNA. He just gave me bad knees.
He goes, ain't none of my kids gonna be thotting and bopping in these streets.
I can't even listen. Whew, my knee was acting up yesterday. I got a permanent weather detector in my knee. Just saying.
We haven't gotten some crazy ass weather. It's been cold. It was 60 to 40 or no 40 to 40 degrees.
Yeah. So I'm happy about that. I love it though. I'm glad because my AC has not clicked on in a week. Saving on my utility bill there.
There you go.
And then one day I was at work and then literally my power cut off and I was like, just gotta sit here until it comes back on.
Yeah.
Shit came back on like 5 minutes later. I was like, damn, why you couldn't be out for like an hour? But anyway, neither here nor there. So I want to talk about this it might be kind of controversial, right? So do you watch Love and Hip Hop?
I know about Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, so
I know about Love and Basketball. I know about Love and Drugs. I know about
that's not a show.
Love and Other Drugs.
I mean, most of those people probably do drugs on. Anyway, but Love and Hip Hop specifically. So there was Love. I don't watch it anymore. I used to the Atlanta series, but they have Love and Hip Hop Miami, right? And so
that's where Cardi B got her start. True. Love and Hip Hop.
She got it from New York though. Love and Hip Hop New York. So that was the original Love and Hip Hop. So anyway, Ace Hood, who's a rapper, let me get his wife's name real quick.
What's the most famous Ace Hood song? Because I can hear it, but I can't tell you.
A Bugatti.
I woke up in a Bugatti. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. That song will get the party going. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Yeah, so his wife, is it Chalet? I think it's Chalet. Chalet Marie, right?
Shamazel.
So they, on the show, there's this premise that's set up where she wanted to have a retreat for just Black women, right? And she only invited African-American women that are on the show and, her friends or whatever. And so there's this one particular scene that's been going around social media because she's been getting a lot of backlash from deciding to have a retreat for just Black women. Because there's one lady that's on the show, Nori, the rapper or whatever, his wife, fiance, significant other. She's white.
That one?
You're in a singing mood today. I don't think we're talking about the same Nori.
That's probably a different Nori.
Probably a different Nori. Okay. So his wife or significant other is white. And she's like, well, why can't I go? I have Black kids. I'm like, okay.
Does not that make you a Black woman?
No, it does not. Just because you take Black dick does not mean that you're a Black woman. But anyway, and then Princess Love is on there, who's Ray J's soon-to-be ex-wife or whatever their issue is. Anyway, she's half Black as well too. Her mother's, I think, Asian and her dad is Black. And she was giving a lot of flack saying, well, I don't think that that's right, that you should, exclude other women of color, blah, blah, blah. And there was this big debate that was going on social media about the fact that African-American women in this country can never just have a safe space for just them, that Black women always have to be the inclusive group of people while everybody else can be super exclusive. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Wow. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have an example, which I don't. People get to have stuff that's just for them.
Do you think it's fair or it's right for people to just exclude based off people's race?
No, that'd be racist.
But I'm saying, like, if so, just like she wanted to have a retreat for just Black women, do you think that that's racist of her to do that?
No, but it's not at a systemic level. I don't know. Just, you don't have to be invited and involved into everything, dude. Everyone gets to have their own group of people.
Yeah. Not
everyone's invited to the cookout. Let it go.
True.
People just want something to complain about. And they all want to be included and they all want to be involved when it's it's like if the cool kids are like this big popular group is having a party and it's only for the popular kids, it's fine. But if like this little nerd group does something cool, then everyone needs to get involved.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I just personally believe that people, like we said this on the last episode, we were talking about the whole AKA controversy with Amanda Seales. I just personally believe
when you told that white girl she couldn't be in the Black sorority.
I mean, I didn't tell her she couldn't be because obviously she's in it and I'm not. But I just feel like certain spaces should be gate-kept for certain groups of people. Like, I feel like if there were, like, for example, you know how they have conferences for little people, right? And then they have conferences for twins. If you're not a fucking twin, bitch, you can't go. I don't understand why that's not excluded. Well, I wanted to be a twin. Well, bitch, you ain't one today. I don't think that there's anything wrong with you saying, but God. This is like if there was a conference that's just for mixed people whose parents, you have a white mom and a Black dad, I would not be offended that I couldn't go. I got 2 Black ass parents. I would not be offended. I'd be like, okay, tell me how the conference was. That's cool.
You're right. Now, if it was something to where it's like, you have to get this special certification at this special conference to move on to do this other thing, but you can only do that if you're da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly. Like you said, at a
that's very different. Yeah. But if you're like, hey, we're just people who had a very similar experience and we want to keep it to that certain group of people so we can all freely and confidently express and discuss that. No, people need to get over it. Now, it may suck for you.
Exactly, because you can't go.
You can't go, and everyone's going to come back and talk about it, but guess what?
Yeah. But I think, too, that it's a natural thing. It's a natural part of life to be exclusive to a degree. And, you know, you have white country clubs, you got black country clubs, you got white sororities, you got black sororities and fraternities and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's okay to gatekeep. Like, we're not saying that we don't want to hang out with you at all.
Usually the gatekeeping is only done by the majority.
Exactly.
Which happens to be
so when it flips on them,
people,
they have a problem with it.
I feel like now black women especially are at a point in society where they're older, more financially stable, more established, more educated, single, and they're all finally standing on their own, doing big things, wanting to cultivate these spaces for themselves that they've never had. And people are like, wow, why do you get to have that? That's blah, blah, blah.
But you know what I think too, as this is going to sound really, really, really controversial, right? I just think certain groups of people need an opportunity and a safe space to express their own views, opinions, and experiences, no matter how toxic they are. So, for example, I'm going to go very extreme. The KKK, right?
Whew, heard of them.
Right. So they are an extremist group, right? A terroristic group, but they have like-minded people, and that's why they need a safe space to be able to call us niggers and all kind of bullshit,
we
right?
do not support.
We don't.
We
do not support any KKK activities. We'll beat your ass, Ryan, with that bullshit. But at the same time, I just think that
they are a group of people with like-minded individuals who deserve their own space over there, as long as they're not hurting anybody.
And they get,
or doing
they
anything
get to talk
crazy.
Freely, and they get to exclude black people from it. I would hope they would, since they don't like black people. But still,
I just think that you should be allowed to only include the
who
people you want.
Absolutely. And if they just all happen to be the same race of people, who cares?
I think race, it just gets sticky and picky with race, because race is this thing no one wants to talk about, but everyone wants to be aware of.
Yeah.
And socially, like, acknowledging, but not ever truly acknowledging or talk about it. But it would be like if you had a single parents conference, right? You would want everyone there to be a single parent. That way everyone can be very honest and emotional and not feel judged, because
there's an experience that comes with you being a specific group of people.
And there's like a connotation, a notion around being a single parent. So if you have all these single parents and then like two couples there.
Yeah.
It's going to be like,
well, because my husband, he does this. Well, bitch, we don't have those. Shut the fuck up.
And you're going to feel super defensive about everything, because everyone, I mean, most of the people there are going to be like, fuck my significant other who did this and that and left me and I'm single.
My baby daddy sucks.
Exactly. And you're going to be there like, well, it's just not the same.
It's not,
And we don't want to sit here and talk shit and then I'll be looking at you and like, oh, what do you think? And you also don't want to sit here and listen to us talking shit about you.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely agree. So I don't understand. I mean, I get why she was getting flack, but I don't agree. Like, I do agree with her that certain African-American women, we're always expected to be inclusive. And I fucking hate that shit. Like, we are the only species, and I do call us a species. We are the only species that we are looked at to turn the other cheek, to be understanding, and that shit is exhausting. Why can't we just fucking tell y'all no? And you fucking call it a, well, I have black kids. Well, bitch, this ain't a retreat for black kids.
But if we had one, you'd be invited.
Right.
And if you weren't, that would be fucked up.
But you're not black, though. So you can't, just because you got black kids, you are not black. At the end of the day, like, even, for example, on TikTok, there's been, I guess I'm kind of stuck on Polynesian TikTok or
that
Pacific
is so
Islander.
Weird to me. I don't know what rabbit hole you
I think God's trying to tell me, my husband's going to be Polynesian. I don't know.
Who
knows?
But he couldn't go to your black retreat.
That's very true. Polynesian, we ain't even go there, but they are black. Anyway, so we'll save that history lesson for another time. But anyway, there was this guy that I saw on TikTok, right? He was doing this dance. There's been this one song that's been very popular on TikTok, right? And so the guy, he was like, just kind of going from side to side, like, damn, I really want to do this dance, but I don't want to be disrespectful to you guys' culture. So there were some
and sometimes Pacific Islanders. All you need is the acknowledgement.
Exactly.
Like, hey, I don't belong to this, but I want to be a part of it so bad because it's cool as fuck.
Exactly.
But I'm trying to be respectful, but damn, I can't just go out there.
And so there were some Pacific Islanders that were in the comments that were just like, no, you can absolutely do it. Like, we appreciate you trying to even be in our culture. Like, go ahead and do the dance. Show us. So he does the dance. He did a video. He was like, I got permission. And so then when he did the dance, they commented back in his comments and were just like, okay, well, now do this and make your face more this and and all that kind of stuff. And so I think it's very different. There's a different level between appreciation and appropriation.
100%.
Like, you can appreciate black culture. You can appreciate Southeast Asian culture, white culture. Well, they ain't got no culture, but you can appreciate.
You don't think casseroles are a culture?
It is.
You don't think white tears are a culture?
That's that's a pandemic. That's an epidemic, actually.
My thing is, I think the issue we're having is, this is a great example, right? If he would have posted a video of that dance, gotten all these followers, all these people doing that dance, then when it came out that it wasn't his, he was like, oh, sorry, here, I actually got it from them.
Right.
That shit's wrong. That shit's appropriation. You were trying to pass it off as yourself. And even if you were pretending you didn't and then give them credit, no. If you immediately acknowledge the source of whatever you're doing or learning or eating or enacting, and even do a quick Google search for the history. That's all I need. I don't need you to write an anthology. I just need you to know why the hell you're doing it, why it's important to some other people, that way you don't look like a jackass.
But I also think, too, when it comes to appreciation versus appropriation, I think you have to be very careful not to try to, again, take on someone else's culture. So like if he did that dance and then just drew on his face with a Sharpie, like some type of tribal-esque tattoo or something like that, that's very disrespectful, because then that's appropriating. So it's almost like for example, Black culture. I just only talk about Black culture because I'm Black, obviously. But when people
you're Black, I'm logging off the podcast.
Surprise! And you start wearing, traditional like cornrows, and then you start calling them backwards braids and bullshit like that. Like that's appropriation, where you're trying to take it as and create it into something new and innovative as if you came up with it. And it's like, no, but Black people don't mind other races of people enjoying our culture. You're gonna do it anyway, but stop capitalizing off the shit is the point that we're trying to make. So. Did
you know, speaking of tribal tats, Mike Tyson wanted a heart tattoo on his face, but the tattoo artist said, no, that shit's dumb. So then he picked a tribal tat.
Well, is he a part of any tribe?
I don't think so.
I'm not going to question him because it's Mike Tyson. I ain't going to get punched in the face.
2 hits.
Yay.
Him hitting you and you hitting the ground, man.
Listen, I'll just hit the ground first before you even get a chance to punch me. Shit.
You got me.
No. All right, so let's get it. What?
Speaking of,
oh my God,
this is like San Antonio news, but
San Antonio.
I hate you.
I love listening to that.
This girl got carjacked at the quarry. Did you hear about it? And the carjacker, 18-year-old kid, shot her in the face.
Shit,
dude, and she went to high school with me.
Wow.
So she's my age, just getting her groceries and shit. Super nice girl.
People are man.
Shot in the face.
This is why I travel with my gun now.
Isn't that insane?
It's insane.
18-year-old kid, and a couple days before he had carjacked this woman whose 5-year-old kid was in the car.
And he killed her too?
No.
Oh. Well, weren't you telling me about some 2 kids that killed some teacher or something like that?
Yes, 2 kids in Ohio killed their Spanish teacher.
Did she give him an F or something? What the fuck?
Oh, no, I just read the caption. People are crazy, though.
People are absolutely insane.
But 18 years old.
Your life is... And
she
you're going to be charged
alive, though, the girl who got shot in the face.
Oh,
she
thank God.
7 hours worth of reconstructive surgery.
Oh, my gosh.
She has a GoFundMe. I'll have to post it on our Instagram so you guys can go fund her.
That's horrible.
But can you imagine just me? It's me. It's literally me walking up to a grocery store, getting shot in the face.
Listen, you can have that Honda.
Take it. I know. So she had a foreign car.
I was gonna say they ain't gonna try to rob me. I know.
She got a foreign car. So, and then my mom was like, called me and she was like, your Nana was at that store only a couple hours earlier. I said, no one is trying to take her Ford Escape. She's fine. You do not need to worry. She was on danger.
Why you do your grandma like that?
Like, come on. He was trying to steal a Mercedes.
No one wants a Ford Escape.
Lord. He didn't want her handicap sticker because she had that player parking. He was gonna walk right by her. Okay.
God damn, you hit your grandma hard for that.
I'm just like, but that's just like the very typical, like, it could have been us. Like, no, it could not have been.
No.
He would have walked right by.
It'd been like, Honda Pilot, bitch, please. What I want with that soccer mom ass truck.
Oh,
you don't need to see 80 homeboys? My truck seats 8, buddy. Thank you very much.
Pile them in.
Exactly. All right, let's get into some other fun stuff. What have you been watching this week?
So, I watched Insecure last week, and I'm disappointed.
Why?
Because it was such a filler fluff episode.
They got to build you up, though.
I know, but they springboarded a year.
I hate stuff like that.
They were like, oh, it's a year from now. Molly and Issa are such good friends. Everything's going great for them. Yada, yada, fucking yada.
You're very upset.
That's not what I'm watching this show for.
Yeah. Just tell me if Issa and Lawrence are going to get together.
Please, for the love of God. Please tell me if they end up together.
Can we just speed to episode 10 already?
I know. I'm like, where's the toxicity?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. I've been watching that. I watched...
Didn't you watch your...
V for Vendetta?
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
Oh my God, the wheezes.
You are wheezing really bad today.
Yeah, I know. Do not put me on ECMO.
Are you sure? Like, is it an honest response though? Legit.
I don't know.
Right, because I think you would want to be on it.
I think
not for long, but I think
I would think like I would cap off at like literally 3 weeks. Like I would give myself 3 weeks, and then if we don't have a true exit strategy, like clamp me.
Yeah, because I used to say don't put me on ECMO, but definitely put me on ECMO if I need to be on it.
Dude, I told you they cannulated this lady who's 315 pounds, 5'4". I said, I don't know who's moving her, but it ain't
sounds
me.
like our first COVID patient. This lady was 5 feet tall and she was like almost 400 pounds. And I remember she wrapped her arms around Quinta, and the infection lady was like, "Don't let her touch him! Don't let her touch him!"
Now they're like, they've had COVID for 3 days. You're fine.
Yeah,
I don't even wear N95 in the hospital anymore.
Yeah, no.
We were talking about that the other day. Do you remember when it used to be if you had someone on contact precautions or that you needed a mask for, every time you went in the room, you got a new mask. Every patient was a new mask.
Not no more.
So when COVID happened and they told us that we had to wear the same mask all day, we were livid. We were like, this is so unsanitary. This is disgusting. And now I wear the same mask like 2 days in a row.
Remember at the beginning of the pandemic, they used to reprocess the N95s?
Yeah, so we don't wear makeup. I would wear makeup every day to work just so they could not reprocess my mask and I can get a new one.
I would just pop the string. I'd be like, oh, it popped the string. Because like when they reprocess it, I don't know what they use, or maybe it was just my breath. I don't know. But it would just had a weird smell to it. And I'm just like, okay, this is day 5 on this mask. No.
I'm always like, how can you guarantee that I'm getting back the same mask? You can't. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a wonder we didn't all drop dead. But anyway.
But I've been watching that Love Life show on HBO. I watched Succession, so good. And V for Vendetta, because it's like in the movie, November 5th is like the big day. Have you ever seen V for Vendetta? Mm-mm. Okay. Well, I only watched it because this guy, one of our patients, has the mask hanging up in his room.
Who plays in that movie?
Natalie Portman.
Kidding. I know who that is.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I didn't know.
It's just about like anarchist London in the future and weird shit. But it was Guy Fawkes Day, November 5th.
Any aliens though?
No aliens for you, but it's like a dystopian society. You might like it.
Cool beans. Cool. I watched a couple good things. Well, first of all, I watched one horrible thing. Dune. Don't watch that bullshit.
No, it is good. Watch Dune.
No. Somebody told me that I guess Dune has an original version
like
of it.
The old ass version.
Right. And they were saying that this new version now takes a lot of the stuff out of the book. And so it's not as good as the old version. So if you watch the original first, then watch this one.
Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. This Dune is a part 1 of multiple parts. We're setting the scene. We're building the world. We're getting your toe dipped into the universe so that the next part we can really dive in.
Are you the author?
Yes, I wrote Dune.
I'm gonna start calling you Selena Montgomery like Stacey Abrams with her novels.
I liked it. You didn't like it at all?
It was slow as shit. I was like, I'm giving this movie 30 minutes.
What the heck? I wasn't bored at all.
But there was just like certain parts that was like, oh, this is good, and then they just cut it off and went to something else, and I was like, what the fuck?
No, I thought it was so good.
No, I did not enjoy that movie.
Except the only.
And it's 2.5 hours long.
I know. You should have seen it in theaters. Was where you went wrong. You got to be immersed.
I would have been bored.
No, it was so good. I was not bored at any time. Everyone loved it. I don't know what you're talking about. The only part I hated was that they killed off everyone I loved. They killed off Jason.
Don't tell people. They might want to see it.
Because you just gave it such a glowing review?
I'm just saying. Some people when you tell people don't touch that stove, what do? Touch the goddamn stove.
I would not touch it. Anyway, they killed off everyone I wanted to. I thought it was good. They did a good job of introducing the world, I thought. It was like, was it not like Mad Max and Star Wars?
No, fuck no. Mad Max was amazing.
Oh my God.
Mad Max was amazing.
Dude, I think part 2 of this one is really going to be awesome. I think they paid really good attention to the scenes and the cinematography.
Going back through all them worlds and them dreams and shit. Anyway, the other movie I watched that was actually really amazing.
You're annoying.
It's called The Harder They Fall with Idris Elba, Regina King.
That looks really good.
Lakeith Stanfield. Somebody.
Him. Everything he's in, love it.
Who else is in it? The guy, Atticus from Lovecraft Country. He does way better acting. What a little
cutie, that man.
Way better. That is a really
that's because in Lovecraft Country, he was just always like, ugh. He was just reacting. He wasn't acting. He was
crying for every fucking thing. Like he was lost. Like
that was him the whole movie. Yes,
he like this the whole time.
Just reacting to everything that was happening. So
I'm just like, can you fix your fucking face, dude? God damn.
I was like, what is going? It smells like smoking dookie.
Hated it. Anyway, so I've been watching that, but I also watched Colin Kaepernick's new, I don't know if you can call it a biopic or it's just a limited series. Anyway, it's called Colin Kaepernick, Black and White. And
Okay,
it's
so
about,
I thought that was a docuseries. Is it not a docuseries?
it is a docuseries, but not really. So he's narrating it and he's actually in it narrating, but he's looking back into his life as a young athlete. So
Does it feel
growing
like a
up-
Lifetime special?
Yes, but it was very
looked like
good.
a
It was
Lifetime
very
special.
well
Okay.
directed and very well told. And it's literally him talking about his life as a teenager, being raised by being adopted by these two white parents and navigating through life really with a sense of white privilege. And then as he became an athlete and became a star athlete, which I didn't really know that he was like this, child protege for going into the major baseball league or major league
Why
baseball.
is every football player good at baseball? Or like, why is every athlete who's really good at a sport also good at baseball?
I don't know.
Bo, Michael Jordan. I'm
Barry
sure
Sanders.
Kobe could do it.
Probably.
He could do anything.
Yeah. Because they probably all start off playing
I guess in the off season, right? You need something to do.
Probably. Yeah. And two is guaranteed money. But anyway, it was actually really good. And he was able to discover like his blackness or his black side without having kind of like him being introduced through his friends and through like even with his hair. He goes to this one girl's house in high school. I think he was a freshman, got his hair braided. That was the first time he had ever gotten his hair braided. And he was like, oh, I can't sleep, and going through the wilds of like dealing with, having mixed hair and stuff like that. But it was a really good movie.
I'll tell you about wiles of having mixed hair, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard out here. It's too black for the white products. It's too white for the black products.
Yeah. So it's hard to find a mixture of products, but I think that's like, yeah, my grandma went through that
That's
too.
just hair, though. I think.
Yeah, it's
not special to me or my mixed.
Because I mean, even like my grandmother, she's biracial. Her mom was black and her dad was white, and she has beautiful, like you can spit on it and it just curls up. Beautiful curly
Why
hair.
would you spit on her hair?
No, I'm just saying, like any kind of moisture or humidity to it, it just curls right up, and it's beautiful.
Mine curls at the roots, real cute. As soon as the humidity gets crazy.
Yeah, that's why I lock my hair. I mean, my hair is naturally curly, but I just lock my hair. I just got tired of being a product junkie and tired of dealing with it. But yeah, that's a really good movie, a really good like docuseries.
Yeah, I probably need to watch it. I feel like is such a big part of a larger movement.
Yeah,
that is kind of just like anecdotal at this point, or like not a joke, but like people use it as like, oh, Colin Kaepernick, oh, kneeling, oh, da 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 da. But there's probably so much more to that. Yeah,
because I honestly thought that the movie was going to be more like it was going to be a docuseries about him
BLM and stuff.
Yeah, with Black Lives Matter and him doing the protest, but it had nothing to do with that. He was just talking about it as an adult now, going back and talking to his younger self and kind of like telling the story of how he felt in the moment as those things were occurring, which I thought was really good, and it probably was very cathartic for him. But at the same time, I think a lot of athletes go through that, or a lot of kids go through that, especially because then there became the question of, well, should you even adopt if you are not that race of people? And should you, is it your obligation then to introduce this child to their culture, which I do think you have an obligation to that. Absolutely.
Yes. If the color of their skin is going to impact the way that the world looks at them and treats them, the opportunities they can have and the interactions they're going to make, then yes.
Absolutely. Because even there was one scene in there where his mom takes him to the braiding shop, and of course goes to this black barbershop, and they, the things that black barbershops do, right? And so she felt really like he got his hair braided, and then he needed his hair retouched. And so instead of going back to the barbershop, he goes to the girl's house, who is a barber or whatever. And she goes there, and they walk in the house or whatever, and she's there with her girlfriend. And of course the mom has an issue with that, or you can tell she's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And then he's sitting there, he's like, oh, this is, soul food. Oh my God. They gave him a plate of soul food. And his mom's like, oh, well, you got to put salt and pepper on that. Cause he loves to put salt and pepper. He's like, no, it's perfect. Cause the mother was like a bad cook. And then she puts on like MTV Raps or some shit. And then the mom is like, I'm just gonna go run some errands. So you can tell she feels very uncomfortable in this black space. Mm-hmm. But she's still not doing her due diligence to make sure that her black son understands his black roots. Exactly. But it was really good though. I think it's like 8. I want to say it's like 8 or 9 parts to it, but it's really good.
It was giving me strong Lifetime vibes, so I didn't click play.
No, it's directed by Ava DuVernay, and it's produced by Jay-Z. So it was really That's the harder they fall.
She is selling the shit out of this show.
No, but I think it was directed by Ava DuVernay, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was directed by Ava DuVernay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch The Harder They Fall first.
That was
Love
really
me
good.
some Black Cowboys.
That was really good.
It reminds me of, what was that show we watched? Something on the Hog, High on the Hog.
Oh yeah, High on the Hog. Yeah,
And they did the whole thing about Black Cowboys.
Black Cowboys. Yeah.
Love
yeah.
me a Black Cowboy.
Well,
I need a
Texas.
blackcowboymeat.com.
Farmers
That sounds
only.
like
You have to go on
Brokeback Mountain shit.
Yeah, you have to go on Farmers Only.
Farmers only.
All right, so what are we talking about in the rehab corner today? Are we ready to go into the rehab corner, or do we have anything else to talk about?
Yeah, let's roll it on over there.
Roll it. Okay. Well, what are we talking about in the rehab corner? You want me to start first?
Yeah, you can start. I'm trying to think if I have anything good.
Your story that you told me earlier, definitely dealing with stupid ass people.
Yeah, I did deal with stupid ass people.
In rehab corner, this is gonna be more applicable to those of us who are obviously in the rehab world. So CMS is a company, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. If you've never heard of it, they're the governing body and the controllers of Medicaid and Medicare. They have decided that in 2022, which is next year, to cut or to reduce, allegedly, I'll just say allegedly for the protection of the podcast, to reduce physical therapist assistants and certified occupational therapist assistants rates by 15%.
That's insane.
Which is insane, which means if they're cutting
the rate they're being paid or the rate of them is
reimbursing. So they're cutting by 15% the rate of reimbursement.
So then no one's going to want to hire
for
them.
Exactly for their services. So for those that are not in the rehab world, PTAs or physical therapist assistants and CODAs or certified occupational therapist assistants are the assistants to PTs and OTs. So Alyssa and I'm a PT, Alyssa's an OT. We can evaluate any patient that we want, right? We can go in and we have a certain skill set to evaluate patients, to look for our PT and OT diagnosis, and all that kind of stuff, right? And then the PTAs and the CODAs, they take what we've done from our evaluation and our assessment, and we build the plan of care, and they carry out.
The magic happens.
Exactly, because PTAs and CODAs, we cannot exist without them.
My life each week depends on these people. They make me look good. I go in,
they really do.
Test some strength, fiddle around. I give them the plan. They carry it out. I come back in at the end and I said, look at all the good work we've done together.
Yeah, they literally produce our results.
If you have a good CODA or a PTA,
yeah, your life is. But if you piss one off,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's almost like the nurses and the doctors dynamic. Like, the nurses make the doctors look good because all the doctor does is, I'm not saying all they do, but to a degree,
the large part of
what they do is the diagnosing, and they set the plan of care. The nurses follow it out, but they also too check the doctor because there are a lot of medical mistakes that that are prevented by nurses catching them. The same as with us, there are different things that when a plan needs to be modified or needs to be upgraded, then that PTA or that CODA will come and say, hey, this is what needs to happen. They're progressing beyond this. Can you change these goals, whatever? But there's been this attack kind of on the rehab world where they are trying to deduce us down to like techs almost. And I'm not saying that being a tech is a bad thing, because it's not. But when you have a person with a master's and a doctorate degree, and then you're trying to say, oh, we have a job for an OT and we're paying $15 an hour. I'm sorry, what?
For me, sir.
Like baristas at Starbucks are about to start getting paid $23 an hour.
23.
Like,
could be making coffee.
Mind.
And I'm sure my mental health would be
way better
than
absolutely. You get coffee all day. You love coffee.
I love coffee,
and you love Starbucks. So
Starbucks.
Yeah, they're cutting back the reimbursement because even.
Do you think they're trying to phase out CODAs and PTAs altogether? Oh, that's so shitty.
Absolutely, because I don't think they want to pay for them, which I think is stupid. Because I think they're trying to drop the price of what we are worth as evaluating therapists. And then they can say, well, see, now you have to stay in the industry because we phased out CODAs and PTAs. So now you're stuck with this salary.
And we just keep getting more and more educated, which means that our cost is going up more and more because we're like, well, you have doctorates. We're about to only have doctorates.
Yeah.
So we need to be paid at a level.
But then the reimbursement rates are so low. So they're not reimbursing fairly for what kind of services we provide.
I know.
Because I mean, even on like the insurance side and stuff, there's different rules and regulations that you have to have and that you have to do in order to get services. Because some insurance companies are saying, oh, well, we're not going to pay for a PTA if they chart on a patient or whatever the case may be. And even some students, I remember even when I was a student on clinicals, and they were just like, oh, well, you have to chart underneath my name. And it's like, what? And they were just like, well, they won't reimburse if a student's name is on a chart, which is stupid.
That's insane.
But I'm like, isn't that fraud? But whatever. I got my degree. That's all that matters.
Just pass me.
Exactly.
That is insane, dude. And that's so sad because a lot of these people have been CODAs and PTAs for a long time.
Yeah. Well, even they did the same thing with nursing. Remember, like, well, I don't know if you remember, you're probably too young, but in the hospital setting, maybe like 10 years ago, LPNs ruled.
Really?
Yes. Let me tell you something about LPNs. When I worked at this one hospital in Tallahassee, it's Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. Anyway,
there's this one hospital, Memorial in Tallahassee. I think it was called the Tallahassee Memorial Hospital.
There's literally only 2 hospitals in that whole city anyway. But when I worked there, I worked with some amazing LPNs. This one particular LPN who I consider like a mother to me, Miss Sharon. So, shouts out to Miss Sharon. This woman, anytime anything happened on the floor, and this was in postpartum labor delivery, right? Anytime anything happened critically, the first nurse that they would call was not an RN. It was Miss Sharon, who was an LPN.
Damn.
And had been an LPN for like 20 years. This woman, I mean, she is an amazing nurse. And I remember they starting to phase them out where they were just like, oh, well, you have so many years to go back to school and get your either your AA or your BSN or whatever. And even like, I think for like federally, like LPNs cannot, they started making them, you can't chart underneath your name or something like that. You have to chart underneath a different like template or some crap like that. But they did that to nursing too, and they started phasing out a lot of the LPNs, and they had to leave the hospital setting.
And now they work at SNFs.
Yeah, they work at SNFs. They work at private practice. They go to prisons, not to prison, but they go there to work.
They go to prison.
Exactly. But yeah, I definitely think that they're trying to phase out PTAs and CODAs, which I think is disgusting.
That is so shitty.
Yeah, it is. Because I mean, some people are. I always look at it like this. PTAs and CODAs are better at treating than we are.
Yeah.
Our expertise is to
and some
find
people
the problem.
don't want to go get a master's or a doctorate,
No.
but they want to be in healthcare and they want to do that work.
Exactly. And they're very valuable. Like imagine if the hospital that I used to work at, you currently work at, did not have CODAs and PTAs. Who would see the fucking patients?
Not me.
Exactly.
A mess. It would be a mess.
Now you would have 9 evals on your list every single goddamn day. You'd never follow up with your patients.
No.
Yeah,
that's the good part I love about having a CODA that I like is that I can put them with a patient that I also like.
Absolutely.
And then we can follow them.
Yeah.
And I can see their progress and I can,
Yeah. And see, my experience, honestly, I would say in the last 5 years has always been, I mean, aside from Cointa, who's an OTR or, occupational therapy registered, whatever. Anyway,
she's a registered occupational therapist.
I'm trying to say for the people who don't know,
she's not a CODA.
She's not a CODA, but I feel like my best. Well, I won't say that because that would be disrespectful to Cointa
or me, ma'am.
Okay, so like for Audrey, for example, right? She's a CODA, and so her and we have done some of our best work together. Like, because that's her level of expertise. Every time we're in a room together, and she's like, "Okay, Monica, what's the plan you want to do?" And I'm like, "No." Baby, you are the expert. I'm following your lead. Like, even though I know that I can, sorry, that was a piece of lint. Even though I am an evaluating therapist and I know how to progress and treat patients, this is what she does every day. That's all she does. She doesn't think about anything else other than progression. So I'm like, no, I'm following your lead. Mm-hmm. And she has never steered me wrong, ever, in all the years that we worked together.
Beneficial.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like the fact that you reduce it by 15%, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a shit ton.
Insane, dude. I don't know what's going to happen.
There's this group that I'm a part of on Facebook.
They're going to be fleeing. They're going to flee.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people that are trying to get out of the rehab world, unfortunately. And you're going to have,
piss poor.
That or exercise physiologists.
You're killing me, dude.
I'm just saying. Like, you can't do that. You just can't.
Dude, all I have to say is the second an exercise physiologist steps to me about my plan of care,
it's going to be on the
I'm going to come to you because I'm going to need a job.
Yeah. Or the minute they start making more money.
Yo.
That's the thing that pisses me off.
Oh.
I'm going to be livid. That's all I'm saying.
I can't even talk about it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But anything else in the rehab corner we want to talk about?
Other than I need everyone in the hospital who is not directly in charge of me to step the fuck off. That's it. That's all I have to say. Don't come for me. Don't come for my job. You don't know unless... Like, here's my thing. There are therapists that you don't agree with. There are therapists who you think aren't worth a shit. There are therapists that you just annoy you. But like, I will never step to a therapist about their job, what they're doing, unless it's about patient safety. Because I'm like, listen, we're both professionals. This is both our job, and we know what we do and how we do it. And like, as long as you're not doing something crazy, you're fine. I'm never going to go to a nurse again unless it's about safety and be like, you're not doing this with my patient. Why do they still have a Foley? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
No. I'm not going to go to a doctor and be like, no. Why are you doing this? Unless it's about safety.
Right.
So why do people think they can come up to the therapist and be like, you're going to see this one and you're going to do this and you're going to do that and that's how I want and da-da-da-da. No.
Because you have shitty leadership.
I guess, but listen.
See, the thing is, nobody did that to me.
That's because you're Big Mama.
It's very true. It's
You're
very
scary.
true. And I didn't take shit from people because
You didn't. I don't know how to not take shit from people professionally.
you need
It's
to
my
learn.
problem.
It's fun. It's fun to not take shit from people professionally because I would walk onto a unit and when people ask me, well, we need you to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, raise your hand if you went to PT school. Your hands down, right? Oh, awesome. Okay, so I'm the only physical
But
therapist
you
sitting
felt
here.
supported by your leadership.
The previous leadership, yes.
And that empowers people.
But at first, I didn't know that I was supported by him because I used to just go off the rails. And me and a particular physician used to butt heads all the time. And I had to let him know, you are not going to tell me what the fuck to do because you don't run shit over here. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like Trick Daddy say, you don't run shit over here. We can both die right now.
You can ask me.
I'm not dying, but I'm just saying.
I'll even take maybe a nicely worded suggestion.
No.
But what you're not going to do is tell me what to do with my patient when I'm over here breaking my back to lift their 300-pound ass up off this bed.
I don't even want suggestions.
Which is your fault because you are supposed to be healing them and progressing them to a point. So don't come at me and tell me what the fuck we're going to do.
Yeah, I don't even want suggestions. Do I suggest to you the course of treatment for a patient? Don't suggest anything to me. If you did not go to PT or OT school, shut your ass up.
So I think that's what I need to work on is like...
Telling them professionally how to shut the fuck up.
Because the only way I know how to do it at this point is to say like, I need you to back the fuck away from me right now before it becomes a problem.
I don't think anything's wrong with that.
Yeah, probably not. But I also don't want to get fired. So...
I mean, I think a way that you can say it is like, per my last email, kind of like that.
Test
like,
that hypothesis at your earliest convenience.
Thank you. Like, here's the thing. I respect what you do and I respect what you say in your role. But I am the expert in mobility as an occupational therapist who has a master's degree and these physical therapists who have doctorate degrees. So thank you for your suggestions. However, I know what's best for my patients based off my level of expertise. But I'll let you know if I can.
Well, and that's what's most frustrating because whenever I've brought a complaint or a concern to my management, it's been, well, everyone has their own clinical judgment. So then where the hell is my clinical judgment? Why isn't that used for me?
And what that tells me is that management has no clue what the fuck to do.
Yeah. Everyone has their own clinical judgment. But we cater to the specific unit and everything they want goes, and we're going to do all these things. And so the problem is that I'm only in there for a week at a time. So like by the time I hit my level and I like start to stand ground and I feel more comfortable being like, actually, bitch, here the fuck it's going to be. I'm out of there for 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm just like, it's because you know what? It always hits ahead on Wednesday, Thursday where I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah. Because you've been lifting.
Because I've been literally,
people.
y'all, like 13 to 1,500 pounds is what I lift every single day in this unit. So I'm tired.
Yeah.
I just like, it's a lot. And then these people keep coming and I'm just like, ooh.
I've had enough, damn it.
I've had it. And I'm like, well, you know what? I only got one more day. I just got to make it one more day. I just got to make it one more day. And that's okay.
Yeah. I think you have to set this precedence at the beginning of the week. Hey, listen here. Here's what we're not going to do.
Hey.
Here's what we're not going to do. That.
Well,
okay?
And then the other issue is that, so I'm work 8 hours, right? Mm-hmm. 8 hours is 8 hours to me. I see who I can in the time where I'm on the floor. And if I don't see them, I don't see them. Sorry, I'm 8 hours. There's other therapists who are up on that unit and they'll stay overtime. Mm-hmm. One of the nurses told me the other day, because I was like, they asked me if their patient was going to get seen. And I said, listen, I have 17 people on my list. I have 7 who are high priority. If yours doesn't have a little star on my list, they're not getting seen. And they said, oh, you don't want to, they're not just going to pay you extra to stay later? I said, I don't want to stay later.
Yeah, see, that's toxic.
I don't want to be here any later than I need to be. No, 8 hours. That's all you're getting from me.
Listen, when I go to work every day, I got to be there at, let's say, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I'm there. Okay? Let's say I get off at 4. I may give you 4:02 and I'm bouncing. Do not ask me to stay. I'm not help. They asked me this week at my job. They were like, so we're going to do Secret Santa and so and so and so and so. And I'm like, okay.
Is it mandatory?
I don't get, that's not in my contract. That's not in my contract. So the young
How are
lady,
you going to do virtual Secret Santa?
I have no clue. But the young lady, she was just like, oh, so, hey, can we get your information, the things that you like for Secret Santa? So of course I did not respond because I'm like, I got real work to do. I'm not worried about no goddamn Secret Santa. Then she sends me another message and was like, hey, sorry to bug you again. Can I really get your stuff in Secret Santa? I literally responded back to her and I was just like, I'm going to have to respectfully decline to participate in Secret Santa. I hope you understand. And she's like, yeah, I totally get it.
She doesn't get it.
Bitch, here's the thing. Corporate America, I made a post about this on my social media. Corporate America, I'm going to say it on the podcast. Stop asking people to participate in Secret Santa. Quiet as it's kept. We don't like y'all. I don't give a damn if you like lotions, what you allergic to. I'm not playing. I don't even buy my own family members Christmas gifts unless you're my nephew or my godsons. I'm not buying your shit. Stop asking people that.
You know what the best gift is? Peace and quiet.
My check is the best gift.
And that's not even a gift. It's owed.
Bonuses is the best gift.
Boom.
Okay? Give me a Christmas bonus. Give me some of that 3-tier popcorn. That's a bonus. I'm cool with that.
I forgot. It's Christmas popcorn time.
The caramel.
Cheddar and the caramel.
Which one's your favorite out of all three?
Caramel corn.
Mine. Yay!
We're back in it. No face-offs today, ladies and gentlemen. We are happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I just need to get better at professionally telling people to fuck off in the workplace. And
if you have any suggestions, please write them down.
Below.
Yes, absolutely.
That's going to be my New Year's resolution for sure, because it's just getting
too much.
And the thing is, the person who comes after me does everything that they want and is perfect. Not even that I'm like stirring the pot, but they'll tell me something and I'm like, no.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to hold people accountable to stupidity.
This is also a person who's told me before on that unit, like, well, you know, I know you didn't get to this patient, but I just saw you standing around at the nurse's station.
Oh, you clocking my every move now.
I was like,
wow.
Yeah, obsessed, dude.
That's interesting. Listen, I think people are weird. People are really stupid, and you have to just.
You are so dumb.
Seriously. Because I'm glad that certain people never talked to me like that. But there were people who did. And I had to let them, quickly know. I'm not sure who you talking to. I'm just trying to figure out who the fuck you talking to.
Patients are getting dropped up here and it's not by me. So why don't you just.
Oh, Lord, hear my cry.
Just leave me alone.
Seriously.
I'm a black woman in the workplace doing my job.
Yeah.
48%, but they don't know that. You know, typically black.
I was going to say, yeah, that 58% don't.
If it walks black and talks black,
it's black.
It's black.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just leave people alone. Let everyone do their job.
Yeah. I don't tell you how to be a mechanic. You don't tell me how to fly this plane.
I was talking to another nurse who is turning into doing the nurse practitioner clinical.
Okay.
And he was just saying, oh, I feel dumb, da, 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 da. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of y'all who are really great nurses, but you get those black scrubs on and
you're stupid.
You
become a fucking idiot.
He goes, I think it has a lot to do with ego and being uncomfortable in a new position when you had like a really good foothold on your last one.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know, but if y'all could get that all in check, because it's seriously
a problem,
an issue.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that transition of nurse practitioners from, like, you can tell that they're still trying to hold on to that level of confidence as a nurse, but it's like, it's not translating all the way over to nurse practitioner.
It's not giving what you think. It's not giving what it's supposed to have gave.
I don't believe you as a nurse practitioner. I don't. I don't believe what you're selling.
Like, you had me in arms as a nurse.
Absolutely.
I was right here with you.
Yeah.
We were rooting for you.
Right. And then there are some nurses who we love and know, who's one of our favorite nurse practitioners. She has dominated the nurse practitioner world.
Let me tell you, when she says jump, I said how high, where, and to who.
Absolutely.
Anywhere.
Listen,
follow her.
I'll just say SA is amazing. That's all I'm saying. She has been an amazing, and I've worked with her as a nurse when she was a nurse, and I'm like, that's old school, because she reminded me a lot of the LPN Miss Sharon, who I worked with in Tallahassee, and very old school. Don't take shit from nobody. She do not play. She don't play about her patients, and we absolutely love her.
Now that is someone who can tell me what to do with clinic care.
Absolutely. Well.
Within bounds.
Yes,
she scares me more than anything.
Yeah.
I've told my patients.
She scares you.
I've told my patients before, like, oh, well, that's not what she said. And they'll be like, you're scared of her too? I'm like, yep. No. I told my patient, she scares me more than you do, so we're getting up and we're walking.
She has such a big heart, though, but her and the funny part is, like, in the healthcare industry, there's always, like, the shortest people that have the biggest,
Bailey.
Like, yeah, she's literally Miranda Bailey. Like,
my thing is, I refuse to get read in the hospital because I just, it's like when someone in the hospital calls your name, but it's not a hospital person, it's like an outside of hospital.
Yeah.
It kind of like jolts you. If I get read in the hospital professionally by someone who can read me professionally,
Yeah.
I don't know that I can immediately snap back how I should because I'm just not in the mindset. So like with that little girl who keeps trying me up there, I think I could do it. With that nurse practitioner who's running shit, I could not, and I never want to. So I'm just going to do everything I can to keep it nice and crisp and cool.
That's not a person that you want to try. The Miranda Bailey at that hospital, you don't want to try her.
So I'm like, I'm going to do everything I need to do to never get read by you. I will not. I will never emotionally recover from that experience.
But the thing is, she always is very respectful.
I know. That's why it would hurt so bad.
Yeah.
She's smart. She's just...
She's amazing.
She's so great. Bedside manner, impeccable. Smart as hell.
Yeah.
She's so kind and sweet and passionate. And if she read me, it would just like obliterate my soul. It would hurt my feelings so bad.
But and if she did, she would do it in a very professional way.
And it would probably be deserved.
Receptive.
And that's what would be even worse.
Absolutely. But when you have these, and I think it's the younger generation, unfortunately, your generation.
I know, we suck.
That y'all get a little piece of power and you're just like, oh, well, I am the emperor. I am the goddamn king. And it's like, no, you're not, because you're still a new grad. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Be humble. Be humble and be hungry for knowledge.
Yep.
Like your thirst of knowledge should be at an all-time high, as opposed to trying to tell somebody what to do because you lack control in your own personal life. So now you want to come up here and control everything else. Sit your stupid ass down. I just read her for you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Can you come to work with
Absolutely.
me?
I can definitely come up there and read her because she don't have
If
me.
you could refer all your questions to my friend here, thank you.
Yeah, I'll be your lawyer. Don't worry about
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Fleming and Fleming Associates. Yeah.
All right. It's going to be... Listen, y'all.
This week is going to be amazing.
It's going to be a good week.
I can feel it in my bones. It's got to be.
Feel it in my fingers.
We're getting close to Thanksgiving.
Yo, what happened to Thanksgiving? The second week in October, Christmas decorations were up.
I fucking hate people who do shit like that.
Every store did it. Home Depot, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby doesn't fuck with Halloween anyway.
I hate it. I absolutely. Because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Out of Thanksgiving and Christmas,
the disrespect. Christmas always. I'm a Christmas gal.
Because the birth of Christ, or you just get gifts. That's all you're worried about is the gifts.
Well, first of all, my love language is gifts. But second of all, I don't like Thanksgiving foods. Like, I don't like my food.
What?
I don't like my food touching. I'm not a big turkey girl. I like sides.
Have you ever been to a Black Thanksgiving?
You know good and goddamn well. I've never been to a Black Thanksgiving.
Okay, I'm cooking for Thanksgiving.
That was honestly hateful of her to even ask that.
You have Black
She's trying to embarrass... You're my Black friend. She's trying to embarrass me on the air because she watched one Colin Kaepernick documentary. She thinks she can come for me and my whiteness.
I know your life now.
She's like, oh, I know, it must suck to be you. It does suck to be me.
Well, I'm cooking for Thanksgiving. I only have the sides, but
perfect. I'll be here.
I will cook you a sweet potato pie.
Thank you.
If the shortages don't fuck that up. But I'm also going to cook a cheesecake. So I'll cook some things, traditional Black.
That's just dessert, ma'am.
No. I cook macaroni and cheese, stuffing, cream corn. I cook collard greens. What else?
Wait, you'll make me Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, I'm making myself Thanksgiving. I'm just going to make you a plate. Absolutely.
We'll record my reaction.
Absolutely. My food is good.
To hella seasoned food.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, if you go on a food coma, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Ooh, I'm excited now.
Yeah. I cook every Thanksgiving. I even hosted it a couple years ago. It was very good.
Oh, good.
It's a meatless Thanksgiving.
That's okay. I don't need meat.
Yeah. Or you can bring your own if you want to.
BYOM.
Exactly. All right. Anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here and let these people go?
Nope. I love my life and I'm happy to be here. Happy to be with all you people, and I'm signing off for the night.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Remember to spread love
and laughter.
Light. What the fuck?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Spread love and light, and don't forget
to laugh your face off. I was like, did you just have like a seizure right there? You were...
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.